Hello accessibility champion, I hope you're doing well and making the most of my videos. You cannot skip this video if you are a developer, tester or someone working in web accessibility space. Did you know that WCAG 2.2, which was published on October 5th, 2023, introduced 9 new success criteria and removed just one? If not, keep watching because today we will cover all the new success criteria with examples, what they are, how to meet them, and all the exceptions that apply. But before we begin, I need your help in spreading awareness for the need of digital accessibility. So subscribe to this channel and share this video with your colleagues and friends. Let's start with what's been removed. Yes, something's actually gone. The success criteria 411 parsing is no longer in WCAG 2.2. Why? Because modern browsers and assistive technologies are smart enough to handle missing, closing tags, and minor HTML errors. So instead of focusing on outdated parsing rules, WCAG shifts its focus on other critical accessibility aspects like information and relationships. So no more parsing errors to worry about. Having said that, you must ensure that your HTML is built correctly using semantic HTML tags. Now let's move on to what's new in WCAG 2.2. WCAG 2.2 introduced 9 new success criteria divided into 3 different conformance levels: 2 at level A, 4 at level AA, and 3 at level AAA. In my perspective, WCAG 2.2 new success criteria were actually the best usability practices, which got converted into success criteria. With these additions, WCAG 2.2 has 86 success criteria, 9 which are introduced part of WCAG 2.2 and 77 from WCAG 2.1. Let's begin with level A, the essential for accessibility enhancements. Imagine searching for Contact Us button or a chat widget on a website. Where do you expect it to be? Most likely bottom right for chat and top menu for contact links. That's what WCAG 2.2 consistent help criteria is all about. Keeping help related options in a consistent place across pages. The important phrases to note here is help related and across pages. Options such as contact us, self-help options like chat button, or a fully automated contact mechanism fall under the help related content. This success criteria does not force you to have these things, but if you are providing them, they must be found in a consistent location. It means at the same place within a serialized page representation, not the visual position. For example, this contact us fails to meet the success criteria because it's placed at a different location within the menu. This success criteria is helpful for people with cognitive or memory disabilities. Talking about exceptions, it does not apply to tooltips or contextual help. Also, if the help feature is only on a single page, this rule does not apply. It's really easy to satisfy this success criteria. Simply follow a consistent templating approach to place help-related items in the same place across your application. Next is redundant entry. How would you feel if you were asked to enter your address twice in the same application? With redundant entry, WCAG 2.2 ensures users don't have to re-enter information that was already provided during a multi-step process. The form field should either auto-populate previous entries or give users a way to select them. This benefits users with cognitive or memory impairment, as well as those with mobility impairments who use voice recognition or switch controls. Exceptions includes passwords that must be re-entered for security purposes. This success criteria is not applicable where previously entered information was in a different format. A common example is when you upload your resume as a PDF or a Word format, and again you are asked to enter your employment history in a web form. To meet this success criteria, either use a drop-down listing the previously entered information, or use a checkbox to say same as shipping address, or auto-populate information for similar fields. Now it's time to talk about the 4 success criteria introduced at level AA. Have you ever tried tabbing through a form and the focused element was covered by a sticky header or a pop-up? Nothing can frustrate a user more than this. Focus not obscured ensures that when an element receives focus, it remains at least partially visible, helping visual users see their focus on a screen. This makes navigation smoother, especially for keyboard users. This helps all keyboard users, especially those with cognitive or memory impairment, by making the focus position easy to identify. Talking about exceptions, in case a user moves the content by dragging a component, resulting in an obscured focused element, then the success criteria do not fail because the user modified the state of the element. The second one is a user opened a component. This happens when a menu is expanded and is required to be in the open state at that point. If a control focus is obscured, then it will not fail because the user can close the component by pressing the escape key. The simplest technique to meet this success criteria is to not have sticky content at all. I know, that's not possible. In such situations, you need to test it thoroughly, using your keyboard, ensuring that the focus element is partially visible when tapped to. Another interesting addition is specific to the drag and drop functionality. This success criteria ensures that alternative means of interaction, such as a single click, are provided to keyboard users to achieve the same results as that of a mouse users. Drag and drop means that you can select an element, move it from one section to another without worrying about the path you take, making it a path-independent interaction. The challenge with the drag and drop has been the precise pointer controls. The best practice is to ensure that the drag and drop widgets are fully accessible, ensuring that they are keyboard operable and that sufficient instructions are provided using ARIA attributes to a screen reader user. This success criteria enables people with limited motor skills or dexterity issues. To meet this success criteria, provide an alternative mechanism to support single pointer actions as displayed in the example on your screen. Don't forget to provide meaningful ARIA labels and other relevant ARIA attributes. Watch my video on web accessible drag and drop widget using ARIA and JavaScript. Link is in the description below. Success criteria 258 target size requires the minimum target size of 24 by 24 pixels. Earlier, there were no clear directions at level AA within WCAG 2.1 on what should be the minimum target size. Success criteria 255 target size AAA of WCAG 2.1 required target size to be at least 44 by 44 pixels. And this criteria is now renamed as 255 target size enhanced. Meeting this success criteria helps users with mobility issues. Here are some of the exceptions. Inline. This is mostly for inline links with a paragraph, and there's no way you would like to have your paragraph font size at 24 pixels just to satisfy the success criteria. Second is spacing. Think of a button that has a white space of 24 pixels around it. Even in such situations, it will pass 258 target size, even if its original size is less than 2 pixels. However, this will impact usability and you must practice caution. Third, we have equivalent. It states that if there is another control that meets the 24 by 24 pixel requirement and performs the same functionality on the same page, then an exception can be made to this criteria. But I would argue not to follow this approach, because why would you want your user to search for the same functionality on the same page? They should be able to click at the right place. Fourth is essential, and this is best understood with the map example, where particular icons such as location pins needs to be at an accurate map location, and if moved will be an inaccurate representation of the location. In such situations, it's acceptable to have target size smaller than 24 by 24 pixels. And lastly, we have browser control. When the size of target element is controlled by the browser, then the onus of meeting the target size minimum lies with the browser creator and not you. I always struggle to remember passwords because there are so many of them, and I am highly dependent on password managers. WCAG 2.2 states that authentication should not require memorization, transcribing, or solving puzzles. Users should be able to use password managers or copy-paste their credentials. You are WCAG 2.2 conformant as long as you're not blocking users from using the password managers or copy-pasting the stored passwords in other files. This success criteria is specifically drafted to ensure that we are not forcing users to remember their passwords, and is done to reduce the cognitive load, because people with cognitive issues might have trouble remembering passwords, reading, or solving puzzles. For them, alternative means such as recognizing pictures, using password managers, or copying and pasting passwords must be provided. Before we discuss about AAA success criteria, you should know that most successful organizations aim for single A or AA, because AAA is very challenging to achieve. Think of it like climbing the Mount Everest. Not everyone can do it. And with that in context, let's cover the 3 success criteria at AAA level. If you recall, we discussed focus not obscured at level AA. Success criteria 2, 4, 11, which ensures that focus is partially visible. This enhanced version mandates that the focused elements must be fully visible at all times. This is especially beneficial for low vision users relying on screen magnifiers. Success criteria 2, 4, 13 ensures author-created focus indicators are highly visible, requiring a minimum contrast of 3:1 between the focused and the unfocused state, and the size at least 2 pixel parameter. This benefits keyboard users, especially those with low vision, cognitive, or memory impairments. Unlike success criteria 1, 4, 11, which requires contrast with adjacent colors, success criteria 2, 4, 13 mandates contrast between focus states. For example, a button's white border changing to blue must meet the 3:1 color contrast requirements. If not an outline, the focus indicator's total area must be equivalent to 2 pixels parameter. Accessible authentication enhanced is going above and beyond the minimum. This criteria ensures that no cognitive function tests like solving a puzzle or transcribing characters are required at all to log in, even for additional authentication factors. This makes authentication fully accessible. WCAG 2.2 brings essential updates that make web accessibility more user-friendly, ensuring better user experience for people with disabilities. By adopting these success criteria, you can create a more inclusive digital assets. Which of these new success criteria do you think will have the biggest impact? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you found this helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. I'll see you in the next video. This is Parsing signing off. Until then, keep building accessible solutions.